You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nubs. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still lights of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Key, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with Coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.
I'm talking about Shabaka going crazy. People going crazy in these motherfuckers. Run that shit back, man.
But it means nothing. Nothing. Got a woman on the bed. Man made the car. Carry the heavy load. Man made the electric light to take us out of the dark. Man made the boat for the water like the 7 million. Man thinks about a little bit of baby girl and a baby boy. Make them happy because man make them dark. But after man make everything we can, do you know that man makes money? To buy from other men. This is a man's world.
Grand Risings, Grand Risings. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Grand Rising with Shabaka and the Chase. I am your host, Chain Crewman. Should be joining here shortly with Shabaka. Hopefully, he wakes up and Lady Chase in the background. And on this season 10, episode 36 of Grand Rising with Shabaka and the Chase, we'll be discussing several topics. The first topic is, of course, that Cincinnati Brawl. Oh, first of all, happy Black August to you. It is now Black August. Black August is the month where we have the most rebellions in this country. Slave rebellions, that is. And we'll continue that tradition with the Montgomery Brawl coming up in about a week. So, shout out to Black August. So we got an update on what happened with the Cincinnati Brawl, with the media's not telling you, with the white-owned media rather is not telling you about it. Then we got the truth they tried to bury. Yep, the media's trying to lie about the Cincinnati Brawl. What really happened? Return to the land. That ridiculousness. What was the motive of the Blaccstone shooter in New York City? Shannon Sharpe fired from ESPN. ESPN's shocking move to fire him. Shannon loses ESPN deal. The cost of weakness. And then we got a suspected white supremacist by the name of Dubb that needs to be exposed. So we're going to take a listen to what he had to say about black people in specific and in regards to our brother Jay Militant, our cousin Jay Militant. And if we have time, Richland County uses new hate crime law. So those are the topics. Please join us on StreamYard, YouTube, Frontline Black News. The links to all of our channels are in the description, including Cookies, Jay Militants, and Church of Black Power. And if you don't understand racism, white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else you think you understand will under confuse you in all 9 areas of human activity. And that is economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, sex, war, and religion. And some say health and nutrition. And then when you, a black person, is captured by any race soldier, you must never fuss, fight, or flee. Comply and defend yourself in court. Never feel a dream. And racism, white supremacy is conscious and subconscious behavior to maintain white genetic survival, to prevent white genetic annihilation. That's Professor Chris Wilson. So those are the topics. Thank y'all for tapping in. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to Frontline Black News. Like Twin has so eloquently stated in the chat, like and subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and hit the bell so you'll be notified every time we go live. I'm gonna hop right into this. Well, what the media is not telling you about the Montgomery Brawl, or not the Montgomery Brawl, the Cincinnati Brawl. Montgomery Brawl is coming up though, the anniversary. Cincinnati Brawl update, the truth they tried to bury. I think it's from SETI. No, this is from Tim Black. Shout out to Tim Black. He's gonna give us an update on that. See the screen.
That came out, but when you see what happened,
breaking news. So they
on deck with Tim Black.
Breaking news. So they just released pictures, raw, gruesome pictures of the woman who got stretched like a limo in Colorado's street brawl. And you see the tinted windows. This was horrible. You know what I mean? And I know she, wish she went and just got help and let them guys handle it themselves. But this is sad. I hope the best for her. That was a hard punch, and we all seen it when she went out. I was like, I pray this girl is not, deceased. You know what I'm saying? Looked like she went straight on to heaven after she got hit. You know what I'm saying? But this is a picture, man, and it was sad. And they blaming the city. They not even blaming the people because it was a beginning and it was an end.
And various facial injuries. Senator Marino said he thought Holly was dead when he first saw the video. Now take another look here. She gets knocked out by a man in the middle of the fight. What started the fight is still unknown, but Cincinnati Councilwoman Victoria Parks appeared to blame the victims, commenting on a Facebook video, quote, "They begged for that beatdown. I am grateful for the whole story." Now, we've reached out to the Councilwoman for comments.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. There's a lot more to the story. You have to dig under video after video after video after video. Now, I found this brother on TikTok, obviously, giving me a different perspective, but it's not just him.
We have to talk about the Cincinnati Brawl. And hear me out. Y'all going to want to listen the whole way through because there's a lot of misinformation that black folks just trample on these people for no reason. The videos that came out incriminated black folks really bad and made them appear really bad. Just, I don't know how any other words for it. It looked really bad. But after further research, like some of you guys just don't do, it comes to conclusion that that white man smacked the face of a black male, which that black male didn't respond the way he should and reacted to that smack. Someone else got involved, and that's how you have the whole crowd of people trampling on these people. And I'm not saying it's okay. The mob mentality, that whole jumping, no one agrees with that. That was actually brutal, hard to watch, especially what happened to that lady. I don't know how she ended up on the floor unconscious, but it happened. But the man should have known to keep his hands to his damn self. And then you have J.D. Vance and all these people enabling that white man for being a victim. They're enabling him to be a victim when he's clearly wasn't a victim. He started it, but sure enough, the people around there finished it. I'm tired of this shit that I hear people starting stuff and then they want to play victim at the end. And then you have public officials, you have political individuals, you have the vice president defending those white folks and even reaching out to them, enabling them with their victim behavior when they're clearly the ones who started it. And what I'm pissed off most about it is that nobody is talking about what started the verbal altercation to begin with. That's what pisses me off. But you have all these officials, all these people that are supposed to be leaders defending victim mentality and blaming it on the black folks and wanting them to be arrested. You know, two wrongs don't make a right. But keeping your hands to yourself is very important because this is all could have been avoided if that man practiced what they normally preach and just simply walk away. I don't get it. I don't get how black folks are the ones that are appearing bad in this situation. It was out of context, so first videos that came out. But when you see what happened at the very beginning, when that man smacked the face of that black male, which he should have reacted, but he didn't. He stepped away, and someone took his place, and a bunch of people handled the situation, which was wrong. We need, from our actual leaders, to hold everyone accountable. That's what actual leaders do, is hold everybody accountable. The people that trampled those people and the person that actually started the altercation to begin with. With that being said, like this video, comment, let me know what you guys think, and as always, follow me.
Yeah, I want to comment. I'll put his name. Puffy Lion Dog. Okay, Puffy Lion Dog on TikTok, man. I appreciate him for being so straight up and honest about. I want to point out in the beginning, he said it made black people look really Instagram stories. Sometimes when it's just a fight, I'm like, okay, it's lighter. I can lighten up. But the racial overtones are so serious. See, what this brother's saying here needs everyone needs to take a look at this, man. What these people, some conservatives, not all, I've been reminded, Tim, don't put all conservatives, because we got some good conservatives who are on their, they're not in denial, okay? What gets them so upset is that they see black people fighting back. They think it's black people being the aggressor when it's black people fighting back or black people defending themselves. They're not used to seeing black people do that. When you say these black people look really bad, now they look like white people. But they're not white people. They're responding. The history in America is not white people responding to violence on black people. There's never been white people responding to attacking them. It's been white people attacking black people dying, getting lynched, fighting back sometimes and then dying, fighting back and then getting lynched, fighting back, getting almost killed, and been put to jail, sent to jail. Look what they did to MLK. How many times he got hit in the head with rocks? They love invoking MLK whenever they want to make a point. Don't judge him by the color of this skin, but the character. That's what MLK say. Yeah, y'all used to kick his ass. You killed him. Blew his head damn near off his shoulders. And then you invoke his name like we need to know something. Like we forgot something that he taught us. What about what you supposed to learn? So now, the same thing with the riverboat. Same ideal thing with the riverboat, y'all. That was black people reacting to white people who didn't expect black people to defend themselves. That's what happened here. These white Russians, didn't realize they were in America, because in Russia, there are very few black people. You can treat them how you want because what will happen in Russia? What will happen? They will gang up and kill that black person or those black people. But you're not in Russia when you hear.
Going over what the media is not telling us.
And in a neighborhood where there are black people. So I just want to clear it up. I want to underscore that. I want to make sure people understand that. Nah, my brother, and look, and I'm not knocking Puffy Lion. I appreciate him for speaking up. You know, I appreciate that, real talk. But nah, it didn't make black people look bad. It made black people look like white people who have a history of doing exactly what you just saw, exactly like it, for no reason than they were black. There are no white sundown towns where white people can't go. There are literal towns in this country where they posted signs after slavery in the 1900s that black people should not be caught dead in, or you will be dead when the sun go down. Where are the towns? Where the towns that white people couldn't be in after sundown?
They do, Breeze. They be whooping them.
I mean, I need to ask J.D. Vance. Hey, J.D. Vance. Where are the towns that white people can't be in after sundown historically in this country? Vivek Ramaswamy. Where are the towns that Indian people can't be in? Ever.
Yeah. Go to
what else towns?
when the sun is up.
I don't recall that being on the map. There was an actual, black people had to have survival skills. They put out a book. They made a movie about it. Viggo Mortensen was in this book. It was in this movie. It was a literal book put together by black people trying to keep black people from getting killed so often on the road. Someone in the comment section knows the name of the book. In the book, it showed black people was like a map of all the places you could stop that were safe.
Black motorists.
Because black people never knew where they could stop, where it was safe. So this book enabled them to be safe as they traveled.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't get lynched.
Of course, Colorado would not go.
So they wouldn't be beaten and come on, missing. White people don't have that story. There's nothing like that. What there is Twitter and Elon Musk. Elon Musk was on Twitter tweeting about the disparity between white and black people. Dog, as if anything. And let me just, there was absolutely nothing black America could do.
Yeah, that's it, the green book.
In the month of sun, that black Americans could ever do that can equal what white America has done to black Americans. This is not equal. This is not the same. And just because somebody gets punched in the mouth don't mean they didn't deserve to get punched in the mouth. Doesn't mean they were in the right.
Still couldn't go to certain hotels on long time.
As in most things, when you start looking, they have a lot to do with who you think was wrong or who was right.
All right, you guys, I guess this video needs a little bit more clarification because there are still people in the comments that are very confused. But here's the thing, you guys. It is all about transparency, right? It is all about transparency. The way that the news is circulating this material right now, the way that the police are talking about the incident that ended up taking place inside Cincinnati over the weekend, they are one side and one side only. They are strictly looking at this as a massive attack against this white couple. And here's the thing, as the video indicated, the white guy assaulted the black guy first. I am not saying what took place after this is okay. Not at all, you guys. Both sides of the party are completely wrong. Both sides of the party should be arrested and go to jail, period. Absolutely, period, you guys. But the whole point of this is the media and the police are still one-sided. They are not showing how this altercation took place with that white guy slapping that black dude in his face. That is what I am getting at, you guys. They're not showing that. They are not showing the beginning of the altercation. And that's what it comes down to, you guys. It's transparency. You have to make sure that you show all sides of the story.
I do not support anybody getting stomped through the earth.
That makes sense.
You can't try to stomp somebody through the earth and think it's okay. If you hit them, you knock them out, they fall, you stomp them through the earth. To pound on them on the ground, that is a charge. I'm not going to move away from that. That's a fact. But it's a difference between somebody that you hunted like prey. It's a difference between that and it's a difference between a fight that somebody else started with you. Or if you start a fight and somebody else finishes it and just doesn't stop when you want them to stop. You know, in life you don't always get what you want. And when you start something, you have no control over how it ends. The ESPN and try to reason with them. You try to reason with them and say, hey, my brother just got inducted into the Hall to celebrate that this weekend. Can't you wait a few days until after we do that to announce that you're firing me? I don't want this to overshadow my big brother's moment. We're making history. 2 brothers inducted into the Football Hall of Fame. And ESPN said no. And they let his ass go yesterday. Why don't I feel bad for Shannon Sharpe? I don't feel bad for him because you don't get to dictate the narrative and you don't get to dictate how someone else responds and you don't get to put on your timetable. So if you start a fight with somebody and they whoop your ass and when you're ready to cry uncle, they're like, nah, I ain't ready yet. That can happen. That's why we mind our business. We don't hurl slurs, and we keep our hands to ourselves. And when we in Rome, we act like we in Rome. And when we look around and there's faces that look different than ours, we watch our mouths.
Yeah, watch it.
I used to go fishing. Me and my peoples used to go fishing, right? And some of the places, some places in Maryland can get a little Alabama-ish.
Yeah.
A little West Virginia-ish. You understand what I'm saying? When you start driving away from D.C. and keep on going past.
He done left this white.
You know what I'm saying? Go Eastern. Keep going.
She's gonna retire from OnlyFans.
Well, you see nothing but like bikes, and pickup trucks, and Confederate flags, baby. That's where sometimes the best fish are.
Yeah, racist.
But you know what else is there? Ass whoopings.
That's hell, Maryland. Yeah.
Places to be buried and nobody finds you again. When I go into, we want to pick up a soda. I walk into a place to open the door and it's like 20 white guys. Do-rags, Confederate flags, shirts and shit. And you know what I don't do? Mean mug one of them and call them the equivalent of a slur. Because what can happen?
He ain't capping. Damn.
And what I damn sure won't do is walk up to one of them and slap them in the face. Because what might happen? But see, here's the thing, man. This is what I think. I think that there are white people who have never had to survive the world where they weren't the dominant. So they don't know how to act.
Yeah.
They do not know how to conduct thyself. They are used to not having to care how they treat black people. And just like the people on that boat who didn't realize other black people gonna help other black people because we tired of taking it on the chin. They didn't think that we were beating up on that one security guard. They didn't realize it was a boat of black people in the water who weren't gonna stand for that.
Wade in the water days coming up.
I'm gonna leave it here, man. Look, I'm not condoning violence, but I am condoning justice, and I am condoning people sticking up for themselves. And I am condoning a hard head make a soft behind. And that ain't my rule. That's the rule of life. You may disagree with this commentary. If you do, I understand. Send your email to your mama's house at timblacktv.com. You're welcome. All right, y'all.
All right, thank you, Tim Black. Now we're going to see what Seti has to say on the matter.
All right, family. Black power is the truth, and it's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to not only the Sarasun Seti YouTube page, but the general Seti YouTube.
That's why I stay with that
page, two dynamic powerhouse institutions on YouTube, giving you nothing but Black power, Black divinity. I want you to subscribe immediately. I want you to become a member. Link for the membership right down in the video description is in the chat. All you have to do is just click it. You get a video introduction, rundown on the membership, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarasun SETI General SETI YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. The General got a new website up on Teachable, uploading a lot of dynamic curriculums, powerhouse programs, certificate courses. First one up, 25 steps to the redemption of definitive Black manhood, designed by the General strictly for the brothers. It's an amazing, amazing course. You can get a preview by clicking the link in the chat. Also included the Brotherhood of Heru Roundtable live stream where the brothers meet once a week, discussing very important element. Get over there, check it out, family. Become a brother, become a member today. Ring the alarm, KingSeti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarasun SETI, DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. Got something for your family I know you're going to like and love. Get over there, check out that catalog, get a discount. Shop and save, save and shop. Pull the fire alarm, GeneralSeti.com, SETI University, over 2,500 videos, 40 different subjects, all the subjects that you know and love from to policy, especially for me. You see, I put it up there, goddamn it, that motherfucker gonna be a violation. So I couldn't, I couldn't put it up, but if you didn't see it, you can most definitely go up there. And
let me play the video for y'all first. I think I have it.
Unbelievably vicious video. This is very tough to watch. I gotta warn you. This man was beaten in the street in Cincinnati over the weekend. The police say 5 suspects are facing charges. They're asking others to turn themselves in. Then a woman who tried to defend him also was punched and knocked out cold by a young man on the street. And as I said before, one person called 911 in this whole crowd. They're all too concerned about getting this whole thing on video so they can post it on their stupid phones. National correspondent Brian Yanis reports live here in New York. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Martha. Well, we just got disturbing new video with a different angle of this vicious attack that unfolded at 3 a.m. on Saturday in Cincinnati. It appears to show a verbal confrontation. Then you see a white man in a white shirt slap a black man in a red shirt. Punches are then thrown and the brawl ensues. The white man is punched and kicked repeatedly by black men and women. This new video also shows 2 other white men getting beat up. Horrifically, another video shows a woman being knocked unconscious, blood on her face after she was sucker punched by a man. Incredibly difficult to watch. Police have not said how or why this brawl started. Cincinnati's police chief says alcohol consumption played a significant role, characterizing it as a sudden dispute following a verbal altercation. Astoundingly, there were 100 people there, but only one person called 911. The Trump administration's Department of Justice suggesting hate crime charges could be filed. Quote, our federal hate crimes laws apply to all Americans. We at Civil Rights at DOJ will monitor closely how local authorities handle this attack. Vice President J.D. Vance, who's from Ohio, reacted.
We have got to make great America. If you want to take your wife or your children out for a meal, you shouldn't be worried about street violence, and the only way to destroy that is in prison.
Martha, 5 people have been charged. More are expected, but so far they have announced 0 arrests. So we'll see. We'll get an update as we get it.
Well, a lot of people know who all these individuals are, and as you say, it started with an altercation, absolutely horrific.
Altercation on both sides. There's one altercation that led to all of this, and it was on one side, the white supremacist side, That's the side that started the altercation. I know, Breeze. That's what I said. I said hate crime. What? For what? If anything, it should be hate crime charges placed on them Russians. But just in a perfect world, unfortunately. All right, so that's the video. So let's see what City has to say about it.
It was so vivid that you understand it probably violate, YouTube policy, especially for me. You see, I put it up there, goddamn it, that motherfucker gonna be a violation. So I couldn't put it up. But if you didn't see it, you can most definitely go up there. And obviously that it was some things said between some white people, black people that turned in, and obvious, as you can see, I saw the video, and that the Neanderthal, it was a Neanderthal and a brother going at it. It was a verbal, it was a verbal confrontation, and whatever was said, I don't know what the Neanderthal said, but people was saying that he was coming out his mouth fly and saying some racial shit, and he ends up reaching up there to Neanderthal and slapped the brother. I seen it for myself, and when he slapped that brother, all hell broke loose. You understand what I'm saying? And they just mobbed on their ass. They mobbed on them. It just mobbed on them. And see, the thing is, going to Cincinnati, and being close to the community down there, they've always had racial tensions in that area.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They've always had racial tensions on an escalated level in that area. You see what I'm saying? So what a lot of people, people say, I don't see how it could come to that, just some words. And see, the thing is, if you in a high, even in military, you on a goddamn battlefield, you see what I'm saying? Or you in, you want, certain, they got hot zones, regardless. Every zone is not the same. You got hot zones, and you go in that motherfucker, it's 911. You see, anything is like, on an escalated level. And so just like not long ago, you had the Neanderthals pull up in Cincinnati. I don't know if it was directly in the community. I believe it was directly in the community where they pulled up on the bridge, put they fucking Nazi shit up there. They, out there over the, watching the cars is coming up the freeway, and they got their signs all up there, and they had to mash down on their ass then. And so even in the early 2000s, Cincinnati had a race ride. Damn, it's a race ride, had a race ride, and it was, on an escalated level. So you got to understand, even what's going on with the other brother, where he supposedly ran the police over and shit, and there's all kind of shit just popping off in that area that's race related. You feel what I'm saying? So you can't understand, where it's hot like that. You know what I'm saying? It's hot. So if a motherfucker say something, because motherfuckers already ready to pop off. That's just all it is to it. It's so tense, probably, with the race tensions, that any small thing is like a motherfucking avalanche. You feel what I'm saying? Already, because they, family already like, I wish a motherfucker would already, because these Neanderthals being very vocal, they talk that shit. You see what I'm saying? You got J.D. Vance. I didn't see what he said, but he got something to say. You see, the vice president gonna speak out on it and shit and this, that, and fuel and flame the shit even more. But that's what they is. That's what you expect. You see what I'm saying? And so, make it look like, black people is, they, is the ones that initiated it and they did. Now, motherfucker, you in a high volatile area. You understand what I'm saying? They just go on the fucking Korean, well, over there in Korea, they got that motherfucking fucking firecracker go off over in that bitch. You'll probably have such rapid fire going across that motherfucker. You understand what? It's not just any area, it's a high.
Grand Rising underrated.
What's good? What's good? How are you?
I'm all right. We got Breeze Omega in the building. We got Matt 285 in the building. I'm going over the Cincinnati Brawl. I was just going to say the Montgomery Brawl. The Montgomery Brawl is coming up too.
Oh, okay.
But the Cincinnati Brawl just took place a couple days ago. So over what the media is not telling you about it.
Uh-huh.
The media trying to paint this narrative that it was a hate crime and that black people were just unjustifiably attacking white people down there, and that's not the case. They were defending themselves. The cracker decided to slap a brother, and all hell broke loose.
Mm-hmm.
And a white girl ended up getting knocked out.
Oh, wow.
After getting punched by a white boy. So SETI is giving us the rundown on how the racial tensions have been down there in Cincinnati for like the past half a century. What did you hear about it? Did you see the video?
Nah, I'm trying to pull up the video. I couldn't see it. It won't let me. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just played the video.
Oh, don't worry about it. Where I can pull the video at? Maybe I have to go somewhere else.
Probably have to go to Fox.
Fox, okay.
Yeah, I got mine from Fox.
Okay, that's a shot.
They taking L's. Breeze. Breeze is in New York, too, underrated.
All right. Okay, what's up?
The bro swinging her bag and then she got. That's how she got dropped. Oh. He said Fox's edited version of it. Okay. Or can you get the unedited version? Oh, you're in Virginia. Oh, I thought you were in New York. Okay. Underrated's in Virginia too. Right when you said that, he logged off. Okay, hopefully he comes back in. Okay, yeah, I got family in New York. I grew up a little bit in New York. Yeah, Brooklyn in New York. Brooklyn, Queens. I got family all throughout that mother. Okay.
Highly volatile area. So a motherfucking firecracker go off over that motherfucker, and you know what I'm saying? You could probably have tens of thousands of rounds going off over that motherfucker, 100,000 rounds going off per minute. You understand over there? So that's where it's at. And so, always ride with the family. You know what I'm saying? Because the brother was talking with him. He didn't file on him. He was, whatever they was discussing this shit like men. And the white boy reached over there. Nigga ain't gonna take no slap. You're not gonna slap no man.
Right.
That just ain't, you ain't gonna do no shit like that. you gonna, that's like, bitch slap. Man can't take no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And so, when he smacked the man, whoever, his brother, whoever, fired off on his ass and shit. And they probably, they probably was already bumping their gums on some racial shit anyway. Yeah. And so not only is you violating the brother racially, with your racial overtone, then you smacked him. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand, man, with his woman and shit, or and his sister and shit, and you done smacked it, man. You done started some shit. And when the energy gets to flowing, it's like a motherfucking avalanche. You see what I'm saying? They ready to motherfucking maul and whoop and do. And see, the thing is, people, they get into their feelings, well, look here, man, listen here. I done seen motherfuckers get their ass whooped just the same. You understand? When you got your ass whooped, you invited it. I seen niggas get into it like that. You understand what I'm saying? And get their ass molly-whopped and shit. They act like, oh, this is something. But when it happened in the hood or it happened, motherfucker don't hear a goddamn thing. But because this shit happened, and it happened to Neanderthals, it not all of a sudden, the racial overtone. They just knocked the man window out not long ago, beat him, sucker punched him, dragged him all out the car, whooped the shit out of him and shit, and knocked his teeth out his mouth. Yeah. You understand? We got all type of racial shit going on. They don't do nothing as far as what go on with us. Police whooping our ass every goddamn day. And so we got some
KP.
Some videos where the family gonna speak on it. We're gonna see what's going on from
viral right now. A fight happened in Cincinnati. Now I ain't trying to make this a race thing, but apparently there was somebody there and they tried to crop the video, make this like the Blacc was the most aggressive. But look, somebody that was there, another witness, put out the whole video. And guess who was the aggressive motherfuckers? The Caucasians. When the video came out, it was just a regular verbal altercation. But then the Caucasian slapped the black man and shit break out. Now they is making a whole thing about a woman getting knocked out. But the woman that got knocked out, she got knocked out by the Caucasian dude, not the black dude. They try to make it about the black dude knocking her out. No, go.
Nah, when I did so, that was very critical, cause I seen the white woman knocked out. Yeah, she was not. That bitch was here. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Yeah, you gotta go on there. Yeah, Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Yeah, so. Hey, they with that level of sleep. Yeah, she was in that REM sleep. She was in REM sleep. You feel me? She had astro projected. You dropped it. Wait a minute. Yeah, she had astro projected, family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Wherever she wasn't in it. She wasn't in this realm and shit. Hey, listen here. I don't give a fuck. You understand what I'm saying? We always want to be, we want to be the righteous nigga. You understand? You got to understand the scales must balance, man. Right. Righteousness is balancing the scales. It ain't about you niggas talking this garbage, nigga. You feel me? But so I saw the shit and I couldn't. They saying the brother say the white boy knocked out. Yeah, said the white boy. So I don't know if he was rolling with them, rolling with the brothers and shit, and he fucking fired off. Knocked out, just knocked out. You feel me? And they tried to, but she was gone. She was all the way, and man, it looked like, man, her fucking eye was like, it was like the motherfucker was black. You see what I'm saying? So they try to make it look like the black people did it, and it wasn't. It was a white boy that knocked out.
Yep.
You see, it was a white boy that knocked out. But hey, when you but that's what happened when you see men fighting, and then you gonna go and they're just like at the goddamn riverboat shit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If you see motherfucking men fighting and you go and swing and hit a motherfucker in the heat of motherfucking battle, man, fuck this. You get your ass off the battlefield because ain't no motherfucker gonna let you detain them when they scrapping with motherfuckers and you detain so a motherfucker can knock you down, knock you out. Fuck all that. You're on the battlefield. You're gonna get what you asking for.
Right.
Period. You're gonna get what the fuck you asking for. You're on the motherfucking battlefield and motherfucker is battling and you trying to hold a motherfucker so they husband or they can fire on you. Fuck that. Everything goes at that point. You feel what I'm saying? Every motherfucking thing goes. That's just all it is to it. I don't see no other way around that. You see what I'm saying? You got some women that get in goddamn military shit and go and want to fight and go overseas and shit. You understand what I'm saying? You put that shit on, you hit that goddamn battlefield like you a soldier, you get that's all it is to it, don't and you know, you get what you're asking for. So she should have had her ass off the goddamn battlefield because it was just men out there. It was just men. But you know, obviously they couldn't take the fact that they was molly-whopping their ass, and then, you know, you jumped into the goddamn fray. Yeah. You jumped into the goddamn fray. And like I say, looking at it, just like the brother said, it was a white man that knocked out.
Yeah.
It was a white man. I say, damn. Yeah, she got knocked out by a white man. Here we go.
Go look at the video. Come back and let me know what y'all think. But at the end of the day, stick together, baby. Don't let this bullshit go on, man. Go do y'all little search.
Yeah. Well, you got to understand, it's white people that came up there and validated the shit. They done came up there and said the same thing, even though you got some that, because they didn't crop the video. They start when they getting their ass whooped. They do not start the video when it actually started, and the brother was just talking to him, and he reached over and smacked the brother. Yeah. And that was it. You know, motherfucker, that's it. You didn't, that's right there. You didn't assault and battery. You didn't slap the man, and it looked like he was with his woman. Luckily, he had his brothers with him and shit. It was a whole lot of motherfuckers out there. And man, they just grouped together and shit. And you know, they ain't buying it. They ain't buying it, goddammit. You just got to understand, man. It's you know, black people's at the point where they fed the fuck up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They fed the fuck up with all that dumb shit. You know, and you know, we didn't already, you know, look the other way and did all that shit. And, you know, because maybe at that time, you know, they could bum rush us. And that's what they talking about, how they got rushed. Look how they be coming to black people houses and shit. Go look at the Malcolm X movie where they coward ass come pull 30 and 40 horses up to the house. Look how they came to Emmett Till house and drag him out of there. You know, they come deep all the motherfucking time. That's how they did. You see, they come deep and drag you and go lynch you and do shit like that. They don't come no one. They don't come no one. Your karma coming back on your ass. And then even then, they wasn't even trying to really beef, because you could have really just went on about your motherfucking business and just, you know, verbal, you know, y'all having a verbal confrontation. Okay, fuck you. Everybody done said something. You go your way and I go my motherfucking way. But you reached over there and smacked the man, and that's what caused the shit to jump off. And if you saying a nigga or you saying some silly shit before you do it, oh, you didn't put gasoline on the fire. And now it's a blaze. It's a forest fire. Yep. And it ain't gonna go out right now. You understand what I'm saying? You lucky they didn't kill your ass.
Right.
Straight up. You know what I'm saying? I done seen motherfuckers get molly-whopped deeper than that. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, God. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker limp. You know what I'm saying? Stomp a motherfucker limp. Ain't it, they know, at least they got up. I done seen motherfuckers didn't even get up. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker just out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa. Hope they ain't, hope they ain't just, killed the man. You know what I'm saying? We got another one. We're going to let the family speak first.
Cincinnati, weekend brawl. That was not a hate crime. That was not attempted murder. Y'all are just jumping on this case because y'all want it to be a hate crime. Y'all want to spread this narrative. See, look, y'all, they're targeting white people. You're not being targeted in America. If you were, more white people would die for being white. Right? Y'all only sit right here and saw one video out of all the years black people been getting their asses whooped, one video. Right? It's where you supposedly saw a hate crime. That was not a hate crime. That white man came, was fucking with them people. They got to argument, fucking with the people, say a racial slur, hit the black man first. They jumped the fuck out of him. Should they be charged with assault? Sure. Right? They should be charged with assault. He should also be charged with assault too. Right? Why are we talking about some hate crimes and attempted murder? And it's not a hate crime because you saw a bunch of black people whoop a white man's ass. Right? That's not how that works. And the crazy thing about it is white people have this weird mindset where for some reason it's okay for us to use guns as self-defense. It's okay for y'all to use knives as self-defense. It's okay for y'all to jump people with self-defense. But when it happens to y'all, oh, it's not right. They should have used deadly force. Use that, have that same mindset for the police. Motherfuckers sit right here and say, oh, it's okay for the police to whoop your ass, beat you up, murder you, right? Sit right here and punch you in the throat because, oh, well, you didn't comply. It's okay for me to get my ass whooped by a police officer because I didn't comply, but it's not okay for you to get your ass whooped when you put your hands on a random black person. Makes absolutely no sense. Stop putting your hands on people if you can't take getting your ass whooped. That makes absolutely no sense. And y'all always want to cry bitch. Y'all gonna cry bitch. Now it's, oh my God, these people are so evil. No, stop putting your hands on people. Like, I swear to God, y'all will live life easy as hell if you mind your business. Stop putting your hands on people.
Wow. Took it straight to their chest. Keep your motherfucking hands to yourself. Move around, motherfucker. And so I got a white boy here, and he told you got some that cry, but it's white people. They you know what? It's coming to the, and that don't mean they on our side, but even when the game is up, the game is up. You understand what I'm saying? And some of these motherfuckers is they see what it is because they leaving their ass behind too, and so they wanna they wanna tell their side of the story how they see it, and a lot of them is explaining it just like it's everybody else see it. You understand what that don't mean they on your team, but at the same time, it's easy to see what the fuck everybody else see, and everybody ain't gonna just lie. They ain't gotta be with you, but they can say, man, listen, you should have kept your motherfucking hands to yourself. And we're gonna talk about in a minute about the white boy that fucking stabbed, up there in Michigan. Stabbed over 11 people at the goddamn Walmart. I keep telling y'all, watch them. You can't even go shopping. This motherfucker, and how many people go to Walmart and motherfuckers go shopping, and here it is, a random motherfucker out of nowhere stabbed 11 people. Yeah. And they say this motherfucker had a big knife. They say this motherfucker had a pretty big knife, so I know motherfucker, man, you motherfuckers was probably like hurt. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker was, some old crazy motherfucker. So when a motherfucker get to acting like a little loony and shit, man, you had to go straight in their motherfucking chest or you might lose your motherfucking life. You see what I'm saying? If you don't make the first attempt, you might fucking lose your life. Here it is. Let me put this put the white boy up here.
Obligated to make this video. When I saw that downtown brawl video making the rounds on social media, I knew right away the story's being told all wrong. They're calling the bald guy a victim, acting like he was just minding his business when he got jumped. Well, let's get something straight. He started it. The video shows him slapping and swinging at people. That's what set it all off. Not a random attack, not a mob. He escalated it. And then we have domestic terrorists like J.D. Vance and Hermit Dilling jumping in, trying to spout their law and order propaganda. Yeah, the guy got stumped, and that's brutal, but he's not innocent. He literally put his hands on people first. And I always find it interesting, these same kind of people like to say FAFO or play stupid games, win stupid prizes, except when the perpetrator is white. Because according to the media and domestic terrorist opportunists like J.D. Vance and Hermit Dillon, you're allowed to go up and cause fights and start trouble, and you're the victim now, as long as you're white. I mean, Hermit Dillon herself made it about race, when there is absolutely nothing from the videos or anything we know that says it's about race. All they seen was white person getting jumped. It must mean race. Don't let these domestic terrorists hijack and twist this story to fit a narrative.
Well, it is about race because the white boy was throwing racial slurs. He was throwing racial slurs. That's exactly what people say. And so, family, I ain't gonna even put the wine in little Neanderthal, and I had a little wine in Neanderthal. Listen, time is up. Time is up. Time is up. All that little, thinking y'all can cross that line, and time is up. You see what I'm saying? And so you keep, keep thinking it's a game. That's all I can tell you. Keep thinking, and you gonna find out. You gonna find out and learn from it. But some motherfuckers ain't gonna even have the opportunity to learn with it because they're gonna fuck with a psychotic motherfucker who really gonna tip. You understand what I'm saying? And go into that other realm on your ass, and he ain't gonna be able to come back. You see? And so be careful out there, family. Got a lot of crazy motherfuckers out there. You know what I'm saying? Be in and be out. You feel me? Shit. Yeah, I see why motherfuckers order online. Shit is safe. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Real motherfucking talk. Because you don't know when a random sick motherfucker gonna show up, man. And I mean, they can come anywhere. They be going to Dollar Generals, motherfucking Walmarts, any type of dollar store, goddamn restaurant. You got to be careful out here, man. And yes, if you can get your CCW, and if you're in a state where you can carry that motherfucker, put you something on you. You feel me? And don't get if you could carry something that's gonna knock a motherfucker down too. Don't get you nothing that's going, no. You understand? When that first hot one hit him, that should be the motherfucking, that should do the job. You feel what I'm saying? For real. We got a couple more, 2-3 more presentation, family. We got that file up there. We got that file up there right now. I want you to go to Patreon. We got it up there. It's on file. Ancient Egypt military colony of Mother Ethiopia is file. I want you to go get it. The 72 chambers of the pineal gland, part 1 is there. I want you to go up there and get it. And the magical ring of black immortality. Man, this shit is fire, it's deep, and we gonna build on it. Go get it, family. I'll be right black. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast. Daily liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.
Black power. Thank you, Teddy. Let's see what's
releasing harsh words for those involved, including the ones who recorded the video.
Like and subscribe.
New on WWT, viral video shows a fight break out in the middle of the street in downtown Cincinnati. And police chief, state leaders now releasing harsh words for those involved, including the ones who recorded the video instead of jumping in to help or even dialing 911. News 5's Sean McKinnon joining us live outside District 1 headquarters with what we know about the investigation into that video, Sean.
Yeah, Councilmember Mark Jeffrey said this fight happened at 3 a.m. today. We've got new video tonight as police piece together exactly how and why this started, and state lawmakers take notice. A massive fight between more than a dozen people in the middle of the street. At 4th and Elm, just a block uphill from Paycor Stadium. Videos posted online and kicks being thrown, continuing after a man is knocked to the ground. As the fight goes on, videos show a man punching a woman, knocking her unconscious. Chief Teresa Thigi called it a sudden dispute between individuals following a verbal altercation, saying, "I am in complete disgust waking up to the viral video many of you have now seen. The behavior displayed is nothing short of cruel and absolutely unacceptable. Our investigative team is working diligently to identify every individual involved in causing harm." The fight spreading on social media. State lawmaker Cecil Thomas, who represents parts of Cincinnati, saying it's unacceptable under any standard, and those involved should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Therefore, as your state representative, I trust that there will be a full and complete investigation of this incident by the Cincinnati Police Department and to bring charges against all involved. And the president of the union representing officers calling the violence disgusting, saying what's equally disgusting is those who chose to watch and record instead of calling 911, attempting to defuse the situation or render aid. I have full faith in the Central Business Section investigators. They will make arrests in the near future. It will then be the responsibility of the court system to hold these violent thugs accountable. And thousands of people attended Cincinnati Music Fest last night. The chief of police said this fight is not connected to Cincy Music Fest in any way. Police have not announced any arrests yet. Live outside District 1 headquarters, Sean McKinnon, WLWT News 5.
Speaking of FBA business, family, did y'all see the video coming out of Cincinnati? There was a video, and it's been circulating on a lot of the white supremacist troll sites. Even Elon Musk said something about it. There's a video, there was an altercation, and the right-wingers, they show a certain part of the clip. They show black folks whooping down on some white people. And boy, they try to spin the narrative. Oh God, a white couple, an innocent white couple was jumped by a mob of blacks after the Cincinnati Jazz Fest. They kept saying that. They kept framing it like these innocent, random white people just got jumped on by some mean, racist blacks. And they were circulating this around all of the Charlie Kirks and all of them, all of the suspected white supremacists online. They just been having a field day. Excuse me. And I knew something was up because the way they were getting whooped on, I'm like, yeah, there's something else to it. There's something else to it. And sure enough, there was. I got the real footage. And what really happened, these white guys were, I think, somewhere downtown Cincinnati. And y'all heard me talk about Cincinnati before. Cincinnati is a city full of foundational black Americans. Cincinnati has always been a city that's always been with the shit. Yeah. Those are the black folks you don't really want to mess around with. I done said this a million times. I rock with Cincinnati. Yeah. You know, they brought me out for a lecture years ago. I had a ball out there. I love Cincinnati. Those are some real, for real, stomp down FBAs out there that you don't really want to fuck around with, to keep it a bean. And remember, recently, there was a group of white supremacists who tried to go to a black neighborhood and do a little march, and they got ran off the block by the brothers and sisters out there. They ran their ass smooth off the block. But what happened was these white dudes were basically instigating. They went into a crowd of black folks downtown Cincinnati, threatening to fight random black guys. And a lot of people were ignoring them. And from what I've seen on one of the early videos of the initial altercation, these white guys were Russian, from what I understand. Somebody said, yeah, these Russians, these were some Russian white dudes threatening to fight random black people. From what I've seen, the black people kind of ignored them. Like, these white people are crazy. But the white folks kept arguing with black folks. One of the white dudes hauled off and slapped a black man in the face. I'm like, what the hell? So you know where that shit went. They mobbed down on all of them. They beat the brakes off these white people. They stomped them. And when I saw that, I'm like, what in the world would make a white person think they're going to slap a black person in Cincinnati around other black people? Like, what in the world made them think that was going to be a good idea? And when they said that the guys were Russian, I said, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. They didn't know. See, those Russians, allegedly, they're allegedly Russians. Yeah, that's what I kept, I'm like, what the made them think that was going to work out? Some ain't adding up. Were the white people on crack? What made them think you going to slap a black person in Cincinnati and walk away cool? Those Russian dudes, they're probably used to dealing with the Africans in Russia. You know, the African immigrants who go over to Russia, the Ukraine, they probably thought we were like that, where they can kind of run up on the African. And I'm not trying to denigrate the Africans. I'm not trying to beat up on you. I'm not trying to beat up on you. I'm not. But the Russians are probably used to doing that shit to Africans in Russia. You push them around and smack them around and they don't say nothing. And they, nigga, stop it. Dude, y'all better let folks know we different. This is what we're trying to tell your ass. We are different. We're trying to tell you we are different. We're not saying better, worse, whatever. We different. Don't get that shit twisted. They lucky you just got a goddamn ass whooping. Around like that. You don't slap no black person around other black people. What's wrong with these folks? They should have, your American white buddy should have pulled you to the side and talked to you and gave you a heads up. Like, oh, them, no, you don't want to do that. But they got whooped on heavily. And here's the thing. And then one white woman got knocked out. They were like, oh, they shouldn't have knocked the white woman out. But she was out there trying to put hands on people too. And then they laid her down. So they were laying these people down. And folks are still talking about, well, it doesn't matter who started it. If the blacks went overboard, man, it's always us going overboard when we defend ourselves. That. They try to bring us the turn the other cheek narrative. That's a control mechanism. We have to absorb racial violence, and then we gotta be on some John Lewis, get beat up with dignity. Man, those days are over. Those days are over. That era is dead. Ain't nobody doing that passive doctrine shit no more. And that selective outrage. See, black retaliation is always criminalized. Just like with Carmelo Anthony, all of that. When we defend ourselves, oh, that's violence. When the white supremacists are provoking it, they're just misunderstood. It's just boys being boys. Oh, it was just innocent horseplay. No, it's always some splaining when they're attacking people. No, you don't sit up there and assault nobody. Y'all sit there and strangle people to death if they use words, just like Jordan Neely. See, no, we're not going to let them walk back the bullshit that they put out. They said if somebody's breaking the social contract, you can use lethal force. That's what they did with Jordan Neely. He didn't touch nobody. He was up there using words, really talking to himself, wasn't even talking to nobody. Daniel Penny went and killed him, and everybody said, oh, that was fine. He shouldn't have broken the social contract. But damn it, these suspected white supremacists broke the social contract too and got their ass broke too. And y'all said that was fine. If you break the social contract, there's repercussions for that. You understand? Roderick, hold on. Roderick is giving thumbs down. Roderick, are you trying to get attention or do you disagree with what I'm saying? Are you just giving the thumbs down for attention? Roderick, hop on in here. Roderick? Oh, wait, that's Rodrigo. Oh, God. Roderick, get your Goya powder sprinkling ass up in here. Get in here. I just realized it's his ass. Rodrigo, unmute your microphone. Rodrigo, unmute your mic. All right, now he done dropped a hot empanada on the phone and the phone up. You call back later. Just realize it's his ass. All right, let me get you out of here. But like I said, some people were like arguing with me online. I'm like, yeah, you got to show the full context of what happened. And they were like, well, it doesn't matter. Just because they were slapped, that doesn't mean they had to jump on them like that. They should have called the police, let the law take it up. No. You got law enforcement who protects white supremacists out there against black people. Remember when the white supremacists was out there marching in that black neighborhood, the police was helping. The brothers and sisters still ran them off the block, but remember, it was the police who was helping their asses. The police show you who they really serve. When black citizens, when we are assaulted, it's call the police, they're going to ignore what happens to black people. That's the problem. We don't get the same type of protection, especially if it's a crime committed by a white person against us. No. That trust in law enforcement as some kind of unbiased institution, that's been shattered. So no, that ain't it. Now, Cincinnati, remember, that was a hub for the Underground Railroad. They've always been with the shit. And listen, violence is always too far when black people respond. It's always, oh, you went too far. You shouldn't have beat them down like that. Oh, you shouldn't have done. Well, they shouldn't have been, the white people shouldn't have been slapping people. You shouldn't have been out there trying to fight people. You shouldn't have been out there escalating the situation. You can never do no wrong. Just like with Hulk Hogan's family. You know what, they put out a statement saying, well, listen, talking about racism at a time of the family member's death, that's disrespectful. Bringing up racism at a time because our beloved Hulk Hogan died, that's disrespectful. Well, damn it, him calling us niggas was disrespectful. Yeah, it don't work like that. It don't become disrespectful just when we are calling you out. You should have been calling folks the N-word. Practicing anti-black racism is disrespectful. Yeah? So this whole thing where we're not supposed to respond, we're called savages if we defend ourselves. If somebody hits you, you got the right to defend yourself. That's not barbarianism. That's a human instinct. And when black people do it, they try to paint black people as irrational animals. Those stereotypes don't work no more. You know, there's a new era right now where justice is reciprocal. If you provoke violence, you can't expect peace. This whole thing where we're supposed to just absorb beatings, y'all want to go back to the old Jim Crow era, that shit ain't happening. Keep your hands off people, especially FBAs in Cincinnati. Those are the last people you want to try that stupid shit with. I don't know what they were thinking. They just didn't know no better. If you want an ass whooping, that's the place to go. Fool. Let me get some more people in here. Let's get On the Run. All right. Mr. On the Run in the building. On the Run, hop on in here. On the Run.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
How you guys doing?
We're good, man. How are you?
Yeah, no, I'm doing all right, man. Just got inside. It was late. Had some gnarly ass crops that were falling apart, and I think it was a disinfectant that I think my wife sprayed.
Okay.
But yeah, no. Just hearing what you're saying, man, and I mean, I come from a small town in Iowa, and so I don't see a lot of the stuff you're talking about, but I see it on YouTube, I see it on TikTok and all that shit.
Okay.
But I guess what I want to ask, well, I guess my first question is, where do you live? Like, What city?
I'm in Los Angeles. I live in Los Angeles, California.
Okay. And so you were talking about LAPD, right? I think.
No, I was talking about Cincinnati. I was talking about a situation that happened in Cincinnati.
Oh, then I should have got here 20 minutes prior then. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've seen some very questionable things as far as how certain people are treated. But my main question is we're all Americans, right?
Uh-huh.
So how do we I'm not going to talk about Democrat or Republican because I'm neither one.
Right.
But how are we going to work together? How are we going to do it together in a way to where we can understand each other? And if people are ignorant, we kick them out of that little group and then try to teach them along the way. But there has to be that all of us as Americans, that's the main thing. We're all Americans and we're fighting the wrong battle. So yeah, like, do you have a good plan for? I know you sound like a great speaker. You sound intellectual. You're very well spoken, and I think that's why you have a lot of followers here.
Right.
But I mean, there's people from small ass towns like where I'm from that need to also hear what you're saying because there is an injustice. Oh God, but it's bigger than. Okay, so if we don't work together, it's bigger than us. We can't do shit if us people keep fighting with each other. White, blacks, Mexicans, Chinese, whoever. This is exactly what the establishment wants. Trump's not making decisions. He's not. He is being told what to do and what to say. They will allow him, like, for instance, I'm not going to try to get political, but as far as this Epstein list shit, whether he's on it or isn't is not the point. It has nothing to do with anything. There are very important people on that list, and I'll at least promise you that the entirety of that list will never come out. It'll never come out. Yeah, because there's a certain place that is been I'm just in layman's terms involved, and so all I'm saying is our government does not care about us, doesn't care about me, doesn't care about you. And as soon as somebody, let's say you, starts getting really, really well known, you're in the streets, you're talking, and then somebody gets in your ear, they're like, hey, I promise you a house and some goats and money. And a lot of people fall for that shit. And this is why when we try to make a movement, it never amounts to anything. Because as soon as the spearhead makes headway, they get voices in their ear and they turn their backs on what they believed in. Not saying that's at all what you're trying to do. I honestly know nothing about you, but I guess my whole point is the people, the Americans, there has to be a way we can turn the tide in the Constitution. I'm not going to say overthrow anything, but we do have rights. And I want to know what your opinion is on as far as all of us, all races getting together and putting it to the man in a way where it's legal, but also constitutional because they're all of us.
Would the man happen to be Jewish?
Yes.
There we go. There we go.
Yes. Yeah. If you look on my bio, yeah. Yes.
There we go. It's the Jew.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's part of the problem right there. We got to take responsibility. You can't blame everything on the Jews. The Jews didn't create the Jews create the racist police. All right. All right. We can't blame everything. Thank you. Let me get. You can't blame everything on the Jews. I just took them out because it was going to be some more babble. I didn't want to hear it. Right there. This is I let him talk. I let him talk for a reason because I already knew where it was going. I already knew. I just let him talk. It's always the same thing. Listen, dude, how can we all get together, brother? We're all Americans. I don't know what the problem is, dude. I got black buddies. I live in Iowa. There's not a lot of blacks. Don't know why. But we all should get together and eat some Mountain Dew and drink a Dr. Pepper and just love on each other, dude. And we all got to fight the man. We got to fight the powers that be. Okay. They say all that. It's the Jews. They want to blame the Jews. That's already knew where it was going. Because listen, y'all got to take, in the dominant white society, y'all don't take responsibility for nothing. You talking about Iowa and Idaho and all of that. There's a reason why these places are all white. There was some exclusionary practices going on. There's a reason why they were all white. There's a reason why there's racial tensions because of white supremacy. There's no other reason. There's a reason why. Why do we have black neighborhoods? We got black neighborhoods because there's white neighborhoods. Why are there white neighborhoods? Because of white supremacy. You see? Y'all got to start taking responsibility and stop talking about the damn Jews. They didn't make you create sundown towns and white supremacist enclaves.
When there is stank on the streets, there's only one man who will bring the heat.
Hey, Rootwork Jones, why you got to split, sugar?
Rootwork Jones is back. Is the return of Dolomust, the Sultan of Stank. His mission? To turn Harlem into a musty mecca.
I'm going to plant a must bomb in Harlem. When it detonates, everyone in Harlem will be musty.
Rootwork Jones has to shake up the block. He has a limited time before the bomb drops.
Word on the street is Dolomust's men planted a bomb in a Cadillac in Harlem.
Thanks, Mama. Can Rootwork Jones find the bomb before it explodes?
Where is the Cadillac with the must bomb, sucker?
Or will the city go into musty mode?
It's a couple blocks over that way.
Rootwork Jones is behind the wheel, socking stanky suckers all in their grills. Come see Rootwork Jones in Musty Inferno. Go to rootworkstyle.com for more info. Sucker.
Per capita pecker one again. Alright, so that was that. So moving along, we got Return to the Land. What the Hillbillies is up to. So 3 minutes Black Power Man. Go give us an update on that.
What's up, everybody? Get ready for 3 minutes of Black Empowerment. A white-only community that calls itself Return to the Land is located in northern Arkansas and now want to expand into Springfield, Missouri. The co-founder of the group, this guy, Eric Erwall, told the press that they look to expand far beyond the Missouri area and into all areas of the United States. This guy, let's take a little look at this guy for a minute. This guy looks kind of funny. It looks like he was just a little boy 30 seconds ago. Yeah, it's Ricky from Silver Spoons. Yeah, look at him. He looks like a guy who owes some important people some money. He looks like a child molester. I agree with Tariq Nasheed right here. Shut this shit down. All it is Jim Crow. This Orwell guy told TMZ that the difference between segregation in the past and what he's doing now is that segregation in the past was involuntary. Those are weasel words that don't even make sense. Involuntary to who? For these suspected white supremacists, it's always voluntary. Before you know it, those evil fuckers will have those communities everywhere, screwing off 2.5 centuries of our ancestors' hard work. He goes on to say that people shouldn't be forced to live with others who don't share the same cultural background if they don't want to. And this is a free country, so I do agree with him 100% on that. The only problem there is that these folks have a history of bone-chilling violence. When left unchecked, these people are capable of horrific, horrific things. And they rationalize their sickness in a million different ways. He also encourages blacks, Jews, and everyone else to invest in their own cultural communities with no whites allowed. Every time foundational Black Americans build our own cultural centers, they're sabotaged. And that's due to the government-sanctioned anti-Black policy that they already got going on now. Besides, most whites live in all-white communities as it is. It's against the law, but they have all kinds of methods that keep even wealthy blacks out. If we started doing the same thing, those vampires will be the first ones to start dragging us into court. In fact, every other community is actually allowed to have their own enclaves except for us. Really, the return to the land movement is just another white supremacist sect. What else is new? But we should definitely keep an eye on this guy. George Santos. Oh, how the mighty hath fallen. The little bastard got 7 years, and he's gonna do all of it because it's a federal crime. Absolutely beautiful. All because he was too eager to suck up to white supremacy. He put them on blast, so they put him on blast. I love how these anti-Black immigrants know enough to understand that they gotta kiss white supremacy's ass, but they don't understand any other aspects of it, so it makes them make a lot of mistakes while they're tap dancing. That's how Vivek made it all the way to the White House and then got kicked out of there. And that's how this anti-Black Latino went from Congress to a prison cell. Hulk Hogan. I'm the Hulkster, dude. Yeah, it's all about the Hulkster, dude. Hulk Hogan was a true white supremacist rat. Even John McCain tried to change his racist legacy by asking Obama to speak at his funeral. Even George Washington freed his own slaves in his will in an attempt to fix his tarnished legacy. Hulk Hogan didn't give a damn. He was a proud white supremacist. And we're gonna make sure it sticks. You know why? Because that's the way he would have wanted it. Hulk Hogan dying with the heavy stench of racism surrounding his death is the perfect metaphor for America itself. Hulk Hogan is America, and only foundational Black Americans can say.
Yeah, that's right. 3 minutes of Black empowerment. Only FBA can save it. All right, I don't know what I just said. Error occurred. All right, so yeah, that return to land, that hillbilly shit. Yeah, Tariq's right. Do away with that bullshit. So, in addition to the first one, we had the Blackstone shooter decided to shoot up the NFL headquarters in New York City. So we're gonna give us an update on that. What's the motive for this dude? And this dude is non-FBA. He's like half Japanese and half non-FBA Black.
Darling Radio, like and subscribe. Darling Radio, like and subscribe.
Speaking of immigrants, did y'all see the shooting incident that happened in New York? There was a situation that happened in New York where this dude went up into the Blaccstone building, which shares it's the same building as the NFL, from what I understand. And this dude started busting on folks. The dude, I think he's Black and Japanese. This name, what's the guy's name? It was Shane Tamura. Now, he's 27 years old. He goes up there in that building, goes into the lobby. Didaru Islam, I think. So he was some kind of Middle Eastern or East Asian immigrant. Shot him. Then he shoots a security guard. Why that might have been the same person. I don't know if it's the same. No, one person is police, the other person is a security guard who was crouching behind his desk. There was another dude who was shot in the lobby. I haven't identified him. So the Shane guy, according to reports, he allows a woman to walk out of the elevator. He didn't harm her, but he went up to the 33rd floor and started firing again. And he shot a woman up there. And then he shot himself. There's a lot of speculation of what this guy's motivation was. So again, he's half Asian, possibly Caribbean, some part of black, something. Nobody knows what that other side is, but that last name is Tamura. That's a Japanese name from what I understand. And he looks, like an Afro-Asian. So there's a lot of weird things about this case. Now, this guy was from Vegas. He lived in Vegas. And he was a football player. Now, some people were saying that he had some kind of CTE and he was targeting the NFL leadership. I don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions with this thing. It's a lot of unanswered questions. This guy was in Vegas. That's the excuse they're trying to say, is that he had some kind of gripe with the NFL about him playing. That sounds like the cover-up story. It would sound like something else, because here's the thing. He shot a woman who was a big executive at Blackstone, and that's like a real estate company. So she's a real big wig up there. So he shot her. So I'm looking at all of the things that he did and didn't do. You let one person get away, but you went and shot somebody else. So were these shootings targeted? It's some real weird stuff here. It's some weird stuff. And also just going all the way across the country like that. You dig? You travel from Vegas to New York, that's 2,500 miles to do a shooting. All right, so you're targeting somebody. You targeting somebody, and you go up in the Blackstone building, and Blackstone, when we look at them, that's a real big real estate company, and they've been, a lot of people have been accusing them of the rising cost of housing because they buy up a lot of properties, and it's like a real estate investment. They do these real estate investment trusts. So what they do, they've been buying up a lot of these affordable homes, and then they'll convert them into rental properties. Then they'll raise the rent significantly in these working class areas where people can't afford to buy the houses. Stuff like, again, this is all speculative, but I'm just letting you know who Blackstone is. So, you got this guy goes out here and shoots a high up executive at this spot. So that raises suspicions, because that's just like the Luigi dude, or Luigi, what is his name, who shot that big wig at the insurance company up there in New York. Same thing. This dude happens to be a big exec at this insurance firm. And a lot of people are praising the shooter as a hero because people are tired of the insurance company screwing people. So there's a lot of questions there. And then people said, well, he went to the 33rd floor. Was that some kind of Masonic thing? So there's a lot of questions there. But it's a very weird ass shooting. It's a weird situation, and we're waiting on more details to come on through. Let me get my brother. Who we got? Oh, I got my brother, the Maverick Road. Shout out to my brother Maverick. I know my brother Maverick, who's up there in Vegas. He can chime in on this. What's up, brother Mav?
How's it going, brother? How you feeling?
Good, man. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. You definitely hit it on the head because I had a ton of questions with that shooter. First point, this is New York City. The photo that they showed where he's walking right up into that building with the AR, where's all the people? New York City has 8 million people. Okay. So that's number one. That's really weird. So another thing is, how do you go to the 33rd floor and shoot yourself with an AR? They said he had a vest on, but where did he shoot himself? Was it in the chest? Was it in the head? Was it like usually with a handgun, it's easier to do that, but with an AR, he's from Vegas. But there's a video that I found. He actually played at Granada Hills in
Yeah,
California.
which is right down the street from me. Yeah.
Yep. So he played at Granada. He was a star. He was ranked in the top 100 in California. So they're pushing this narrative to where he's targeting, NFL, but you also hit it on the head with Blaccstone. Blaccstone was the bigger brother of Black Rock before they broke off and became their own company. There's a lot of things too with the housing. They're buying, they're scooping up houses. They're pretty much purchasing all the houses over asking price and re-renting them. So they're doing that in California and other places that the value has gone down. So they're doing that as well. But another thing too is that he killed that executive, how you said, with Luigi Mangione. So a lot of people were skipping over that too. So and then like again, how do we know all this stuff within what 24 hours, but we know nothing about the guy who tried to kill Trump?
Right. Oh yeah. That guy just disappeared from everything.
Exactly. So we know everything about this dude within 24 hours. He has a manifesto. And then there's another video where somebody else was looking for him back in 2018. He falls off the face of the earth. And then all of a sudden he just pops up. And now he wants to go after the NFL for having CTE. But he played in Granada Hills. That was like 2016. So you're talking, 10 years later, talking about CTE and everything else? That doesn't sound right.
Right. Yeah. That whole NFL thing, that seemed like the cover up. Like,
right,
we're going to make it seem like he's some disgruntled wannabe NFL player, but it was really something else,
Right. And here's another thing too. They put out a picture where the employees in the building were, I don't know if you saw this, but they had all these couches that they were barricading themselves up. It almost looked like AI. That picture don't even look real, because if you look on the screens, because it's during business hours, all the screens in the picture, all the screens were off.
Right.
So that doesn't make sense either. So a lot of questions. I don't know. It seems like something else is going on.
Oh yeah, my brother, man. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Let me get my girl, Miss Cyber Regina, in the building. Chime in, beloved.
Good morning, Tweak. How are you?
Good, dear. How are you?
Well, what a great. I'm good. I'm really good. It's good that you talk to what I'm talking to you about. But the other thing was, before I start, is Bernie Sanders is an independent. He's not in the Democratic Party, so he will never be president. He aligns himself when he votes with the Democratic Party, but he's not a Democrat. So Gabriel needs to get his information together. So let's talk about the shooter.
Yes.
Yeah, the first thing I did, I heard his name was Tamara. I went and I said, having traveled the world and lived in Hawaii, I said, that sounds Japanese. And sure enough, I looked it up and it's Japanese. But I think there's another avenue to look at. They've been trying to get us in the middle of this thing that's going on in the country, and we've been relaxing and sitting back. And I think they wanted to also use him as, well, look at these Black people. No. He's not Black. And I guarantee you, Black side is not FBA. I guarantee you that.
Right.
He's a
I'm saying.
Japanese. And so what was also interesting is that Erin Andrews, I think it's Erin Andrews, got in trouble because she said that he was a white man. But aren't Asians considered white?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of their paperwork has him as white. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just like Kamala Harris's mother is Caucasian on the birth certificate. On Kamala Harris's birth certificate, her Asian mother, East Indian mother, is Caucasian on the birth certificate. So understand that. A lot of Asians are classified as Caucasian. All right. Go ahead, Cyber Regina. Oh. Miss Regina. Okay, I don't know what happened. I wanted my sister to keep cooking. Something happened to the thing. I'll get you back up, beloved. Let's get civil crisis. Let's get civil crisis in the building.
Yeah, hey Tariq.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good. Let me get this up for you. I got this whole thing on the shooter, man. I dug up a whole thing about this and tried to track his whereabouts from 2018 to 2025. I got like this report because there was apparently he like went missing in 2018, but so Blackstone is actually the the one that came before BlackRock, just to clarify that.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll post it in the comments. Look, I actually requested because I was gonna comment about oh, here it is right here. Actually, I'll post it up top for you.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'd like to get some more information about that. Let me get Cyber Regina back. Cyber Regina, what's up, beloved? Cyber Regina, can you speak?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Go ahead, dear.
Did he finish speaking?
Yeah, he's
go
speaking.
ahead.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's interesting that you said he went missing in 2018 because that seems like the same blueprint they had for Luigi. He went missing, and there is a program in the government that I don't think they've really said that exists, called MK Ultra, where they take these young men and program them, and people have been talking about it for a couple of years now, and then they show up as assassins. So what's really going on. But I also think it was kind of aimed at us at some way, the FBA's. But once again, our ancestors that protected us. And Erin Andrews got in trouble because she identified him as a white man. How does she know that so quickly? And I guess my question was, aren't Asians considered to be white? Racially, they're considered to be white. And so people were screaming, "Oh, he's not white. He's not white. But no, he's not. He's not one of us." And now that we've proven that kind of, shuts a lot of people up. But this is very, very interesting. How he just walked through the street with an AR-15. But New York is a communist state. And I said 10 years ago that New York is the center of gravity for communism. That is where the battle for this is. It's in New York. You've got this guy, another person who came out of nowhere from Uganda. I mean, where did he come from? He's born in Uganda. His parents moved to South Africa. Then they come to New York. And then recently, he just put in, "I'm in my hometown of Uganda getting married." But he's running for the mayor of New York. There's a lot of weird stuff going. We have to be very diligent and be aware. But we're not going to let these people pin this kind of stuff on us. We're not doing it.
Yeah, that's correct, man. Thank you so much, Cyber Regina. I appreciate you, dear.
You're welcome.
But yeah, man, the coincidences. And hey, man, everything ain't no coincidence. You got the Luigi dude and this Shane dude. They both traveled to New York, do a random shooting on people who just coincidentally happen to be high up executives at major corporations. You understand? At one point in their background, they went missing for a period of time and then resurfaced. Come on, man. Everything ain't no coincidence. Yeah, these folks go missing, then all of a sudden they come back programmed. What happened to them when they went missing? Yeah, some weird shit. So you got to question everything. Brandon, what's up, brother?
Nothing. I just like what I was hearing, and I just wanted to chip in. I'm not like against any group of people, but there's definitely been just what I'm hearing. There's like division that's been caused amongst people, especially amongst Black and white people, and Americans and Mexicans, and Americans and Canadians. And there's people that are doing this intentionally. I know it sounds insane, but it's to fulfill this one world order, to try to get us all on board with, like, I don't know. I don't know what the end goal is, if it's going to end up killing us or what. But I just, yeah, hearing all this, I jumped in because I've been building this AI. It's like a conspiracy mind map. It's the largest mind map in the world. But I basically investigate this stuff every single day and have for years. And things like that we talk about, like Juneteenth and Black Wall Street and these things, a lot of them, even like how APAC is formed. I don't know if people have looked into this, but it always turns from a Jewish person blaming a Black person, and then riling up the white base against the Black people, and then also vice versa. So that's, I believe that's what we saw in, where was it, Cincinnati last night? And then someone was talking about the thing in with the Blaccstone, and a random guy who's, going and shooting up stuff. I think this is all to like push this agenda forward. And I say I think, I mean, I know it is. I've been researching it enough, but I just wanted to say I respect everyone. I've been listening to y'all. I really like it, and I just, you guys have my support, and I hope a lot of other people, especially white people like me, will see that, and because I know there's a lot of hate going on right now on the internet. But anyway, much respect. I'll chip in if you guys want me to, or if y'all have questions. But I literally research every single conspiracy, so I know a lot about it.
There you go. Thank you so much, Brandon. I appreciate you.
When I'm on the go, I always got to take my root work with me. Get your root work now at rootworkstyle.com.
I need some root work, baby, tonight. I need some root work on me tonight. I need some root work, baby, tonight. I need some root work on me tonight. Yeah, yeah. I need some root work on me tonight. I need some root work, baby. I need some root work on me tonight. Yeah, yeah. I need some root work.
All right, so we'll keep y'all updated on the motive for the Blaccstone shooter. So moving along, White Supremacy always breaks his tools. And another tool that just got broken was Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe lost the ESPN deal. So Lisa Cabrera is going to give us an update on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, bringing them back. And Shannon, let this be a lesson. You're a 50-something-year-old man messing with some 20-year-old white girl. And where did it get you? Okay, you were in a relationship with this girl, and y'all, it's no coincidence that she cropped up with that lawsuit when he was in the midst of negotiating a $100 million contract with ESPN. Then all of a sudden, she came up with a $50 million suit against him. And Shannon, even Monique and Cat Williams were trying to tell you and make you understand about messing with those young white girls. Monique did not mince her words. She was very upfront about it. And he just couldn't listen. He just couldn't do it. And y'all, it's not over for him. He got some old girlfriend from back in the 80s that also got a lawsuit against him. So it may be more money Shannon will be shelling out. And yes, it's another white woman. And Shannon, if you don't see the writing on the wall, then nothing will ever wake you up. And you will doom to get more of these lawsuits on you by those same kind of women in the future. Y'all, I have a video that I want to show you, and I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
No. Hey, Hallie. I mean, it is a massive fall from grace for the Hall of Famer turned broadcast giant. As you said, his relationship with ESPN, it is officially over. He had not been on the air at ESPN since this lawsuit was first filed back in April. That was a decision at the time that he had made on his own as he dealt with what he described back then as false and disruptive allegations. But look, he's no longer going to be on ESPN, and this is despite the network renegotiating his contract and announcing an expansion of his role on the show First Take just last year. You mentioned it, but no comment from ESPN or Sharpe as of yet. The split, it does come 2 weeks after the attorney who was representing the woman who had accused Sharpe of sexual assault and raping her in the state of Nevada on 2 different occasions, one in late 2024 and one in January of this year. It comes 2 weeks after her attorney announced that they had reached a settlement on that lawsuit. The terms of the settlement were not publicly disclosed. Again, Sharpe has consistently denied any wrongdoing here. He claims that he had a consensual relationship with this woman. Based on court filings in the state of Nevada, she had said that she had met Sharpe back in 2023 at a gym when she was 20 years old, and that they had engaged in a relationship over the course of 2 years. And then again in late 2024, that's when she says she was assaulted by Sharpe, both physically and sexually, and raped at least 2 times. Again, no direct comment from Sharpe at this time. He and his attorney, they had previously said that the decision to step away from his role at ESPN in April was one that he made himself. This no longer a decision he has made himself. This is ESPN splitting from Sharpe. He will not be on that show, on that program, on the network moving forward. That being said, he does have an incredibly popular podcast that airs weekly, and as far as we know, that will continue. But Hallie, in terms of his relationship broadcasting with ESPN, that is over.
Ellison Barber, thank you very much for tracking that.
Y'all, Shannon was last seen on ESPN back in April because that's when the S hit the fan and all of this stuff came out, and he was professing how innocent he was, and he was being, none of that would have happened, Shannon, if you just didn't mess with some 20-year-old white girl that really didn't give a crap about you, because if she did, she would never have done what she did in filing a lawsuit. So now he's out of a job. And don't you find it strange how she cropped up with that lawsuit when he was in the midst of negotiating a $100 million deal with ESPN, and all of a sudden with this lawsuit? I'm just saying, just the timing of the whole thing says a lot. So he's been let go. And as I stated, he hasn't been seen on ESPN since April, when all of this stuff unfolded. And look at the date of this article. It came out April 18th, 2025. And that was around the same time he was last seen on the air. Shannon, you had a really good thing going. And I can't believe you messed it all up over some young white girl. But, you know, you're going to keep having these problems. Now, there is a former girlfriend from the 80s that also got a lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe. So, you know, they said he settled with the 20-year-old for an undisclosed amount, but, you know, it was never revealed what the other lawsuit amount is. And, I would imagine this is also a white woman. He'll probably have to shell out some money for that lawsuit as well. Shannon, I don't know if we're going to ever see you again. And at this point, I really don't care. I don't care because, see, you were in a really good position. You got an offer that most people never get in their lifetime, and you blew it over some flimship you had with some young white girl. You're over half her age. Wow. Anytime you're that stupid, I can't feel sorry for you. So, Shannon, I guess your career is now in the ditch. You can probably do what most people do, just take the social media and make a career out of that. Fired. Now they're finding a lot of solace online with their own channels. So I guess you can still talk about sports if you want, just not in the mainstream news. Y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.
Unbelievably vicious video. This is very tough to watch. I got to warn you, in Cincinnati. This man was beaten in the street in Cincinnati over the weekend. The police say 5 suspects are facing charges. They're asking others to turn themselves in. Then a woman who tried to defend him also was punched. A cool young man on the street. And as I said before, one person called 911 in this whole crowd. They're all too concerned about getting this whole thing on video so they can post it on their stupid phones. National correspondent Brian Yanis reports live here in New York. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Martha. Well, we just got disturbing new video with a different angle of this vicious attack that unfolded at 3 a.m. on Saturday in Cincinnati. It appears to show a verbal confrontation. Then you see a white man in a white shirt slap a black man in a red shirt. Punches are then thrown, and the brawl ensues. The white man is punched and kicked repeatedly by black men and women. This new video also shows 2 other white men getting beat up. Horrifically, another video shows a woman being knocked unconscious, blood on her face after she was sucker punched by a man. Incredibly difficult to watch. Police have not said how or why this brawl started. Cincinnati's police chief says alcohol consumption played a significant role, characterizing it as a sudden just following a verbal altercation. Astoundingly, there were 100 people there, but only one person called 911. The Trump administration's Department of Justice suggesting hate crime charges could be filed. Quote, our federal hate crimes laws apply to all Americans. We at Civil Rights at DOJ will monitor closely how local authorities handle this attack. Vice President J.D. Vance, who's from Ohio, reacting.
We have got to make great American cities safe again for families and children. If you want to take your wife or your children out for a meal, you shouldn't be worried about street violence. And the only way to destroy that street violence is to take the thugs who engage in that violence and throw their asses in prison.
Martha, 5 people have been charged. More are expected, but so far they have announced 0 arrests. So we'll see. We'll get an update as we get it.
Well, a lot of people know who all these individuals are. And as you say, it started with an altercation on both sides. But what happened was absolutely horrific. And the fact that nobody stepped in to stop it is just unbelievable. Brian, thank you very much.
Want to handle that business? Racist fucking black piece of shit. Come on, dog. Come fucking handle that business, you fucking piece of shit, motherfucker. It'll be the 1860s all over again, motherfucker. Leave you fucking somewhere in the fucking bush, bitch. I swear to fucking God. I got a law legitimately over there. If I got too far, motherfucker, why don't you handle that business? You racist fucking black piece of shit. Come on, dog. Come fucking handle that business, you fucking piece of shit, motherfucker. It'll be the 1860s all over again, motherfucker. I'll leave you fucking hanging somewhere in the fucking bush, bitch. I swear to fucking God. I got a lot of pent up energy about the fucking threats of rape that you did with my fucking wife. With those wannabe fucking crip black gang members, motherfucker. So J Millie, at any fucking time that you're ready, you fucking punk bitch, motherfucker. I'll put you where your fucking mom is at, motherfucker. Guarantee it. Legitimately over there. If I got too far, motherfucker, why don't you handle that business? You racist fucking black piece of shit. Come on, dog. Come fucking handle that business, you fucking piece of shit, motherfucker. It'll be the 1860s all over again, motherfucker. I'll leave you fucking hanging somewhere in the fucking bush, bitch. I swear to fucking God. I got a lot of pent up energy about the fucking threats of rape that you did on my fucking wife with those wannabe fucking crip black gang members, motherfucker. So J Millie, at any fucking time that you're ready, you fucking punk bitch, motherfucker. I'll put you where your fucking mom is at, motherfucker. Guarantee it. If I got too far, motherfucker, why don't you handle that business? You racist fucking punk bitch, motherfucker. Where your fucking mom is at, motherfucker. Guarantee it. Fucking time that you're ready, you fucking punk bitch, fucker. You fucking punk bitch, motherfucker. I'll put you where your fucking mom is at, motherfucker. Guarantee it.
Yes. So Dubb. So what's going to happen in the Dubb around?
We got action, murder. He ain't finna do nothing. Arrest that. Oh, Lord. Look. Hey. He want more action. Young boy slammed over there. Swim though. Did you see him take off in that water? Your boy finna go get it. Hell yeah. Hey, your boy. No, don't stop him now. Get it. Get it. Oh. He got his side. Take your boy, take. Oh, there you go. He ain't playing. He ain't playing. That little young boy, take. Who the nicest one? The young boy? No, he ain't. They ready to move now. You ready to run? Yeah. What's up? Y'all were talking a minute ago. Yeah. Woo! They dead. Look out. They dead. Woo! Beat their ass. That what you get. That what you get. That what you get. Oh, tie her ass up. Ooh, she whooping her ass. She finna put her. Ooh. Tie his ass up. Cause y'all were wrong. Do some. Boop, 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 woo! He ran, he jumped in the water. Yeah. Get in that ass. Oh, look at the Brawl. The Brawl jumping that ass. Cause y'all were wrong for jumping on that black man like that, baby. What y'all thought was going on? They put their ass in the boom. Their ass up. Baby, please. Ooh. Action. Yup. Look at the man that waving. He was the one that got dunked on. Don't cry though. Hello.
on his head. They can get him a million.
Oh my God!
Two all went in the wall.
She got out. She out. There she goes. That's why they thought in the wall.
That more black folk around there. Look, double nigga. Oh, white folk down.
Happy Black August. Happy Black August to you. More on us the hate crime legislation that just passed in Richland County. So Professor Black Truth gonna give us an update on that.
Family and fellow soldiers, I'm the professor, and this is the moment of truth. And now the Friday crime. Richland County, South Carolina, July 17th, 2025, 6 o'clock a.m. Early on the morning of July 17th, a Black resident of the Spring Valley subdivision was going for his morning jog. People who live in Spring Valley describe it as a quiet, mixed community. But a white supremacist who lives in your area will always shatter the peace. Security video captured the incident when a white man in a black BMW drove to the gate of the neighborhood, pulled a rifle from the passenger seat, and opened fire on a Black resident for no reason at all. The gunman is heard on the video yelling, "Keep running, boy." The gunman was no more stealthy than he was subtle, so investigators were able to identify him, and because he's white, they took him in alive. The gunman was identified as 33-year-old Jonathan Felkel. He confessed that he had first spotted his victim at 4 o'clock a.m., 2 hours before the attack. And as he himself admitted, he was by himself, so I was really going to do something at first and then. When asked to clarify the statement, Felkel said, "I was going to shoot at him. I was going to shoot at him." The sheriff's department also said he referenced his intent to instill fear in the victim due to his race. This detail, combined with others, led to a charge of hate intimidation under the Richland County Hate Crime Ordinance. He was also charged with assault and battery of a high and aggravated nature and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. And here people thought that white racists shooting at Black joggers was just something limited to the Ahmaud Arbery incident, and at this time it didn't happen anywhere else. But as Black people know, this happens all the time. It's just that, like with the video of the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, this race attack happened to also be caught on video too. The judge in this case set $1 million cash bond for the assault charge and a $1,075 cash bond, the maximum allowed for the hate crime ordinance violation. If Felkel makes bond, he'll be under house arrest. Now, let's give credit where it's due. It was the Black people of Richland County who had to fight to get this hate crime ordinance on the books in their county.
Richland County is the first county in our state to pass a hate crime ordinance. Richland County Councilwoman Tyra Little, right here on your screen, spearheaded the county's ordinance. Listen to her sit down and share an initial reaction to watching this Spring Valley surveillance video and a message to runners.
Justice should not be predicated upon where you live. And so for our citizens of Richland County, we want you to know that we are concerned. There's some trauma that comes with watching it. And so there will be some concerns. And so, we don't want people to panic. We want you to continue to, to go out and get your exercise, but we also have to be vigilant as well.
Now, the real question is, did the white neighbors out there in Richland County understand that there was a problem?
We're a mixed community. I've been living here for 40 years, and I've never heard of an incident like this, ever.
I would love to believe that the neighbors and the people in my neighborhood, that something like that would never happen. But obviously, it's kind of just a really close to home reminder that this can happen anywhere, and of the importance of the hate crime ordinance that's going on and any other measures that we can take to make sure something like this doesn't happen again.
So, in a development that will surprise absolutely no one, the white neighbors out there, even they knew that there was a problem. Maybe they hadn't had such a blatant and inarguable act of anti-Black violence like this, but they know their neighbors too, and they already knew that there was a problem. But I wonder, how many of them supported the hate crime ordinance when it was being proposed, and how many of them instead said, well, we live in a mixed area, and there's never been any problem like this here, so we don't need a hate crime ordinance. That kind of thing will only divide people. How many of them talk like that? What made this creep think that he could even do something like this? The society he lives in. That's who. The racists and online sewers like 4chan and Reddit always push their lies and memes claiming that Black people commit all the crimes in America and areas are safe until the Negroes move in. And yet, time and again, especially in these smaller enclaves as I've documented for you, whenever you have these quiet, so-called safe places that get shattered violent first out in those areas, it's always one of these white supremacists who does it. It's not Pookie or Ray Ray doing some drive-by shooting out in some suburb of the sticks. As the white guy said, he's been there 40 years in a mixed community and nothing like this has happened before. But as we know, what he really meant was nothing like this had ever happened to him. That's who he was really talking about. But this is how it almost always is. These white supremacists take full advantage of their racial privilege, and then we have people in the society who protect them and try to run interference for them, like the judge in this case. Now, I'm going to give my thoughts on this judge trying to help put this scumbag back on the streets in a moment, but first, I think it's great that you have Black people in South Carolina who made this the law in their county. This is the kind of proactive stance Black people need to be taking everywhere. It's also good that this law, passed only a little over a month ago, is already being put to good use, and it's being used against a white man accused of trying to kill a Black person. This matters because when laws are passed, they're usually done in response to specific incidents. So people understand when these laws are passed, they're meant to actually apply specifically to people and specific folks in general. So for the very first person prosecuted under this law to be a white supremacist who attacked a Black man, that sets the proper precedent. All too often, Black people fight to get laws on the books, and then these laws are used for the benefit of everyone except us. What happened here, the entire justification for it wasn't because of homophobia or so-called Islamophobia or trans whatever. This is about what it's supposed to be about, anti-Black violence, which is the only racism on the planet, by the way. There is no other.
We'll continue with the moment of truth in just a moment, but first, a word from the official sponsor of Black Empowerment, Power Tools. There's no telling when something's going to come up, so make sure you carry your power tools at all times. You never know when you're going to need to bring the hammer down, or when you'll have some trash that needs to be blown away, or some obstacle that requires cutting down. Don't get caught empty-handed. Keep your hammer close by. Keep that leaf blower at the ready, and always carry your steel. Power tools. Because no matter what your day job or side hustle may be, there's no excuse for not being ready to put in some work.
There's about 2 states in the entire country that don't have a statewide hate crime law. South Carolina is one of them. And after this crime, there's now renewed calls for South Carolina to pass a statewide law just like the one in Richland County. Now, why did the Black people of Richland County have to be the ones to establish a first in the state hate crime law like this? Why didn't the white politicians there do it? Because, as these white supremacists themselves say, hate crimes laws are meant to criminalize being white. That's what these white supremacists said, that punishing racists for committing acts of violence is meant to be something that outlaws being white. They themselves have said that being white means committing violent crimes. So Black people, as usual, are the only ones fighting for justice, the only ones trying to make everyone equal under the law. And yet, just like every other policy we've put on the books, none of these other groups had a thing to do with it. And yet, as usual, whenever they see us getting things done, they suddenly come out of the woodwork and want to come out of nowhere and try to make it all about them. For example, CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, on their website, wrote of this incident, quote, "We welcome this first charge under the new hate crime law ordinance and hope the use of that groundbreaking ordinance helps deter those who might consider targeting members of minority communities." Yeah, you knew that word was coming. First of all, CARE didn't have the decency to even mention the word black, though predictably they did make sure to mention minorities. As Claude Anderson said, they shoehorned that in there as a way to take attention away from where it needs to be. And it's perverse as hell for CARE to be welcoming this. All the Muslim and Arab politicians in America, and not one of them push for a hate crime ordinance where they are. None of them have said a word or lifted a finger to enact hate crimes legislation at any level. And if they did, they would be bending over most only to Muslims. And even then, they'd be very selective about who gets prosecuted and for what. If they thought that this was such a great idea, why didn't they do it? All the Arabs and Muslims you have in Michigan, and they haven't organized themselves? Because they see themselves as honorary members of the oppressor class. That's why. The only reason that you see them chattering about this issue right now is because Israelis are running hog wild in the Middle East. But it's because everybody already knows that Arabs and Muslims in the United States are trying to be part of the dominant society, that they don't have any sort of political momentum for a law like that. So CARE needs to butt out. They had nothing to do with any of this. They wanted to be bystanders. So they need to go back to the sidelines and sit down. Let them celebrate the hate crimes laws that they got passed. Now, this Richland County hate crime ordinance is the very first in the state. But understand that there's lots of racist people who hate this. And I think the judge in this case, he wasn't giving it the old college try. $1 million bond? This is somebody who tried to commit an act of murder, especially when it's done on the basis of race and nothing else. There should be no bond because this animal is a threat to the community. But the judge looking to go, well, a threat to the black community. And next we'll have the white media and the judge and others trying to say that this guy is crazy or that perhaps he has multiple personality disorder or something, which is what they always do whenever some white racist is caught trying to harm a black person. You can take out your watch and count the seconds before they start screaming, he needs to have a mental evaluation. Crazy. We got to get him some sort of psychiatrist to look at him and see what kind of mental disorder he has. That train is never late, and this is a defense that only applies to white offenders, particularly if they've tried to harm a black person. A black person, on the other hand, can be crazy as hell. They can howling at the moon in court. They can prove that they have 5 different personalities, and as Paul Mooney said, the judge will still tell them, well, pick which one you want to be today because somebody's going to jail. They don't let black people get away with BS. So congratulations to Richland County for making a first strike against these racist punks in their midst. And this is why a hate crime law specifically for Black Americans is a must at the federal level. It's not just racists in the red states that are the problems, though. They're not the only ones opposing this kind of legislation. Every time Democrats have control of the U.S. Congress, they give us lies and lectures about all the stuff they can't do. Meanwhile, they're making sure that Asian Americans have hate crimes laws specifically for them. So the same way we understand the Republicans to be the enemy, we recognize Democrats to be no different. In the meanwhile, be realistic about who your neighbors are. A so-called mixed community, and this violent racist punk was living there and not on anyone's radar until he did this. Black people have a right to self-defense. Doesn't matter if there's a hate crime law or ordinance where you live or not. This punk pulled a racist murder ambush on a black person just because. So when these white supremacists think that these bigoted ambushes are some sort of freebie that they get to have at no penalty, we need to make sure that we're in a position to show them that we're ready to take our best shot. And that's this week's Friday Crime Report. Keep your eyes open and stay on alert, because there's a lot worse criminals out there than the ones the white corporate media chooses to show you. Good day, and be one. I'd like to take a moment to mention some of our contributors. BC, Reasonable Dude, Bo McLean, Williams, and Jonathan Maynard. Salute to them and thank you to everyone for listening, liking, and sharing this message. Black empowerment only exists because of you.
Snakes y'all staying up for Grand Rising with Shabaka in the Chase. Join us tomorrow for Frontline Black News, Season 5, episode 19, part 1. So we'll see y'all then. So peace, love, light, reparations, and separations, and Black empowerment. To everybody that came through. Shout out to Breeze. Shout out to Crew. Shout out to 1985. And Queen Pyramid. So see y'all tomorrow for Frontline Black News. Peace.